Got a treat for you today. Head football coach, 2 players, and men's and women's head basketball coaches. All right, welcome to our weekly conference. Of course, most of you were here on Saturday. You saw the football team jump back into first place, tied with Chattanooga with a 44-34 win over Western Carolina. In that game, the Bears, as you know, came from behind 14-0 in the first quarter, 24-7 in the second. They amassed 314 yards rushing, which was the 12th most in school history. Running back Dwayne McGee had 223 yards rushing on 18 attempts, the second best in school history. The newest rankings are in. The Bears are number 12 in the stats poll, 16 in the coaches poll, and our opponent this week, ETSU, is ranked 23rd, so this will be the 4th ranked opponent we will have played coming up on Saturday. Coach will also be previewing ETSU, coached by Trey Lamb. Many of us are familiar with Trey. He coached here at one time. They're 5-3 overall, 3-1 in the SoCon. But just know of the 3 non-conference losses, one of those was to North Dakota State, the number 1 team in the nation, by only 3 points. So that's the opponent for Saturday. With that, Coach Jacobs.
Good afternoon. Appreciate everybody being here. Really big win for us here on Saturday last week. I thought that you saw a team that had a really great week of practice. I thought our preparation going into that game was arguably probably the best that we had. Things don't always play out as you see. We had the slow start at Samford 2 weeks ago. It was a little bit of a slower start this time, but again, I felt, you kind of know that Western's going to make some plays with as powerful as their offense is. I continue to be impressed with the way our guys stay the course. The way they just play the next play, it's kind of head down. You just got to grind through stuff. And you saw us begin to come back, right? We made a couple big plays, had a couple big drives, had a few stops, and that was key to getting us back in this game. And again, we went on a 27-0 run there between the second and third quarter. I thought some really key plays and key moments in the game were there was a handful. There's, I think, 2 fourth down stops or 1 third down stop that led to a big 4th down. I thought Dwayne McGee, his first big long run, really gave us an energy boost. I thought that the big pass play to Keelan Parsons and the score right before halftime to get that thing to 24-21 was a critical moment in series of plays in the game, knowing that we were getting the ball coming out of half. That allowed us just to continue the momentum. So all in all, it was a good day for us. That's a big win over a really good football team who had been playing really well. I think that it shows that this team, I think we have some of those characteristics that are championship caliber, and we got to continue to work to start faster and make sure we're doing things for all 4 quarters. But I'm really proud of our performance and the way they finished things on Saturday. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Down 24-7 kind of early in the game, it seemed kind of a repeat of what was going on at Samford. What are you telling your guys on your sideline to just keep them motivated in the game?
Yeah, I think when you're not making, like, Samford was a result of errors, right? Whether they be alignment, assignment, technical errors, turnovers, where they were self-inflicted as much as anything. Where, Western, who has a good offense, had put a few drives together, and you know that you're going to get that with the caliber of quarterback that they have. So for us just to stay positive on the sideline, to encourage them to, revert when things are helter-skelter, you revert to your technique, right, that we practice all week at a high level, and just stay the course. And as you start to get a few stops and you start to get a few points, you can feel the momentum swinging and getting back into it, where, again, it was kind of – it all happened at once against Samford in the first 5 minutes. This was a little more of a pace deal and kind of the way games play out. And not everything's a quick fix. And, I thought you saw our guys persevere and play through it. And, again, to me, wins like that and when you do come back, they're as encouraging, and those are the moments that you can build on for future games. So I'm pleased with how they fought through it.
Offenses against your playing Eastern Tennessee State. What are you expecting out of that game? It's going to be certainly exciting like it was.
Yeah, they've done a good job. Trey Lamb's done a great job as a head coach, first at Gardner-Webb, who obviously we played in the first round of the playoffs here at Mercer last year and took quite a bit of that team with him. I think he had almost 38 transfers or something like that left Gardner-Webb and went with him to ETSU. So there's great familiarity with them. I think they've done a great job. Their quarterback is probably the most athletic kid that we've seen. He'll be more involved in the quarterback run game than we've seen from previous opponents. They do a good job running the football. They got playmakers on the edge. And then, people don't talk enough that they're, Josh Reardon, what he's done with the defense over there, they're playing at a pretty high level. And again, talented, skilled kids, which is why they're playing good football.
Is there anything in particular you saw from this win? We talked about there were more explosive plays than I think we've seen all year in a single game from you guys. Is there anything that you've seen on as a coach looking at film that you really want to replicate going forward? I know you're a big consistency guy, but is there anything different?
We were just, really, we were more consistent. We were more physical at the point of attack. I've talked since the moment I got on this campus that you have to control and work to dominate the line of scrimmage. And we finally did that at a level that I think is indicative of what we want when we rushed the ball for 314 yards. And we were much more consistent in that area. We gave up fewer sacks. Again, we pretty clean pockets throughout the course of the day. We knew that was those two things in particular, running the football and providing good protection. When you have a freshman quarterback who's starting his first football game, you gotta eliminate as many of his stressors as you can by doing some of those other things better. I felt like Dwayne McGee's kind of been on the verge of a big game. He's had a handful of explosive runs, but hasn't quite gone the distance. And for him to have that big of a game on Saturday for us and really just like the run in the fourth quarter when we're in 4-minute situation, we're trying to burn clock and, it's a 3 or a 4 yard gain and Xavier Jennings and the line, we just kind of literally almost pick them up and move them another 10 yards. I thought that was kind of like a statement moment for us that hey man, we're going to run this clock out and we're going to do it, run it right down your throat. So that was a big moment for us.
Staying on consistency, you've played 3 different quarterbacks over the course of this season. How do you feel that everyone's done and performed throughout the
They've all had their moments where they've done really well. Again, it's a team sport, and at times when we haven't played well, it's not always exactly on the quarterback. They all provide a little bit something different. I think it's a huge testament to our offensive coordinator who is our quarterback's coach, that he's had 3 kids prepared to play and play at a reasonably high level. And most teams, the starter goes down and man, like you're in a dogfight each week, and we've been able to still move the ball on offense and do the things that we need to do, with the exception of one game where we've not had a lot of fall off. And I think that's just a testament to the readiness, to the way that those kids prepare and practice. We probably give our backups more reps than most schools do, honestly. If you have a 10-play thing scripted at practice, a lot of places the starter will get 7 or 8 of those plays. Our starter may get 5 or 6, and then the backups may split the last 4. So we're just a little more consistent with it keeps them engaged, and I think that helps their readiness when they're called to go into the game.
We talked a little bit about a few weeks ago. I think you said you're still waiting on your guys to play that most complete game. Not perfect, you can really never.
Sure.
But how close do you think you are to that, and will we know?
Yeah, I think so, right? Like we can't not score points in the first quarter, right? But I think you've seen even in the Samford game, which didn't have a lot of good in it, the third quarter we proved that we're kind of what kind of team we are. And then you look at the run between the second and the third quarter, and then again I look at the finish of this game. It's not just about starting fast; you have to finish. Now you have to make sure you start fast enough that you can, you can't get behind the 8 ball so much you can't overcome it. But I thought the finish to that game and the way that we played, and again there wasn't any flinch, there wasn't any panic. Guys just did their jobs at a high level, and the results were, evident.
Homecoming as well. How big is that for you as a coach, as a team? What does it do for you guys?
Homecoming is brilliant for the campus community. Our job as a program, and these guys will tell you time and time again, Our job is to win the game, right? All the pomp and circumstance and the pep rallies and the fireworks and the reunions, it's awesome. We can't wait to have a full stadium. Our job is to be ready and win the game. That's our part of homecoming. And so we'll work to do that through how we practice this week, but it'll be excited. I haven't had a lot of chances to get back with some of the football alumni specifically. I know we have a big group coming back, so I'm looking forward to welcoming them back to 5-star and getting around our staff and our kids a little bit.
Coach, you mentioned earlier how you guys got that big score at the end, right before halftime toward the break. What was the energy like in the locker room right after that?
It was good. It was really driven, right? Like even when we were down big, I mean, guys understand what it takes, and I think that I think they were locked in. At that point, there was a pretty big momentum shift, right? We had scored 21 total points in the second quarter, and so at that point, I don't know that they felt like they were going to be denied because we were playing good football. Now, we talked a lot about, hey, don't let up. Do the things that we have to. We got to get the ball back on this first drive. We got to go down and get points, and we did those things. And we got a couple stops, and it allowed that momentum to continue to go and ultimately led us to winning the game.
Anything else for Coach Jacobs?
Y'all are kind of quiet today, man. Another big one this week. Look forward to seeing everybody in 5-star, 2 ranked opponents again, 84 and sunny, right? So let's get everybody out there. Let's be loud. It's a huge day on campus for us. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Okay, let's go to Reese Griffith, our sophomore kicker out of Pace, Florida. Obviously, there's been many games early on. We relied on Reese to put some 3 points on the board before we got the touchdowns going. Saturday's game, 14 points. He tied the record for most points in a game by a kicker, by the way. Reese?
Thank you.
Give us an opening statement. How you think the season's going for you?
Well, I think it's going pretty good. Just want to do what's best for the team and just put points on the board any chance that I get. But, yeah, really excited for this Saturday. Get back in 5-star stadium with another ranked opponent.
Reese, what would you say was the biggest kick of the game? It seems like that went towards the end where there was the delay game and you wait a little bit. Like, what was kind of going through your head in that moment?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably one of the biggest kicks of the game. I think that just to relax, stay focused, and just kind of help the team out because I knew those 3 points were huge in that part of the game. So just really kind of lock in and not panic, just make the kick.
The defense has been so huge for you guys as a team all year. The offense has looked good plenty of the season, of course, but I mean, yesterday you guys exploded and you were a big part of that, special teams contributing to the offense. So what's your relationship like with the offense when you have a big game like that? How much does it excite you to get you going as a kicker?
Yeah, I mean, we have that connection. You know, like my offensive line, I think they're really good going in there for blocking for to help make the kick. But I mean, it's just any chance that I get, you know, I just love to be out there and trying to make the points and help the team out.
Kick coverage on the year has been a really great unit. What are you kind of noticing out there from your guys? Everybody seems to be ready to make a play in that aspect of the game, and it seems to be helping you guys out and just keeping the defense in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, wait, can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Just the kickoff coverage. So it's just like in terms of just like what you're noticing, just with the guys that are out there, it seems like they're all like ready to make a play and just like help the defense, put them in a good spot to start off on the opposing drive.
Yeah, the kickoff team, I mean, they're just bought in. You know, they're just like down there to make a tackle and just really just go out there and execute. You know, just get the defense in the right position to really just drive the ball or stop the ball, not drive the ball, but really get down there for a good field position.
Who are some of your favorite kickers to watch right now?
Man, I don't know. I think my favorite kicker right now is probably Dustin Hopkins. I don't know where he's with. I watched him growing up all through since I was a kid, but probably like Harrison Buck or somewhere like that. There's probably one of my top kickers to watch.
Jim Cole has a question.
Jim Cole, Wall Street Journal. You know you're one of my favorite players. Word going around campus is that you're very similar to Samson in the Bible. The longer your hair gets, the stronger your leg. Can you help refute this rumor, or is it true?
You know, I mean, I need a haircut. I mean, I think about that right now. It's getting too long, but
I would say keep growing. Yeah, keep growing.
I mean, I don't know.
Now, I hope you know the Bible. Samson cut his hair.
Yeah, and he lost all his strength. Yeah, I know. And that's kind of my fear. Like, I don't know if I'll lose some strength. So I mean, I'm just kind
I'm
of.
all for it getting longer. So
I don't want it too long, but.
What else for Reese?
You're talking about how you try to stay calm in those really big moments. What are some things that you tell yourself that just goes through your head when you have to step up?
I'd really just kind of just take a deep breath to relax. I usually talk to John and Jaden. Just kind of just get my mind off it. And then right before I go out there to kick, I just kind of just, I'd be like, just start kind of talking to myself, kind of just really just kind of just be like, all right, you got this. Like, just don't worry about it. Just focus on the little things and just kind of self-motivation right before I go out there to kick.
What's the first emotion you feel when you see it go through that first?
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of like, I just try to like high five everybody, just kind of congratulate everybody. But as soon as I see it going through, I'm like, all right. I mean, just kind of like more like just confidence gets built every time I make them.
Okay, what else for Reese? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, the offensive line's been playing well all year, but Xavier Jennings back in the starting lineup on Saturday, and we get over 300 yards rushing, so we'd like to think he helped out quite a bit. Obviously, he's a native of Shelby, North Carolina, came to us by way also of Lenore Ryan. Xavier, come up, and he's a man of few words, I'm told, so ask questions. Let's bring the shyness out of him. He's not shy down there, he is up here. Xavier, tell us what it was like to be back in the starting lineup.
It was good to be back. Played together, got the win. So, yeah.
Xavier, talk about just the impact of the defensive line. I know a lot of the spotlight might go on the defensive backs in that unit there, but just how you guys played on Saturday.
Yeah, I think pressure definitely affects his play. Obviously, I think the quarterback last week had like 600, 500 yards passing or something like that. We definitely pressured him and affected his play this past week. So I say getting that pressure definitely impacted him a lot.
It seemed like this week was like the biggest group of offensive linemen you've had to face all season. What was that kind of like going against those guys all afternoon?
Defense lineman?
Yeah, well, you guys were going against bigger. Oh my gosh, I totally that's my fault. My fault. Okay. Never mind.
It's all good.
I can't breathe.
We talked after the game with Dewey, and Coach Jacobs mentioned that big run at the end of the kind of end of the fourth quarter, and Dewey basically said you should give it yards for that. He said you kind of picked him up from hearing. So tell me a little about that play.
Yeah, I don't really know. Kind of like fell into my arm, so I just kept driving my feet and picked up some yards.
To have plays like that, I mean, again, when your running back gets 230 something yards full scrimmage in your first game back, how happy are you with the guys? How much celebration was there after the game? Something like that.
It was a lot. I mean, it's expected from Dewey. I've been playing with him for a long time, so I mean, just like old times, like I've been playing with him for the past 4 years, so it's expected.
Xavier, tell us, ETSU, what challenges you expect from their defense on Saturday?
From what I know, I mean, I haven't got a chance to watch a ton of film yet, but they're solid up front. So, I mean, some pressures. I think they're a little bigger than Western Carolina, so just bigger D-line overall, probably.
We make the conversation that probably because our defense is so good, it makes our offense even better. Is that a true statement that practicing against this defense helps our offense get better each week?
Definitely. Going against guys like Bray definitely helps a lot. Competition. I mean, when you go against the best every day in practice, I mean, I'm not really shocked when it comes down to the game on Saturday. So, yeah, definitely helps a lot having the best D-line in the conference.
Your pass protection, not a lot of sacks given up on Saturday. What's that like to you've played with a lot of different quarterbacks this year. How are you just keeping your communication and just keeping everybody protected?
I mean, just treating every quarterback the same. I mean, whoever's back there, I'm going to block for him. So, I mean, yeah.
Obviously, it was a big win for you guys, conference standing-wise. You have another big conference home game this week. Is there a different kind of prep you guys will do for a bigger conference game like this, or is it like the same as the plays? Treat everything the same, get geared up.
Yeah, just obviously schematically, prep differently. It's a different type of defense we're playing, but like in terms of like practice, I mean, the same. just go over the scheme.
All right, anything else for Xavier? All right, thank you, sir, appreciate it. Okay,